So this is going to be our faux beam right here. What I'm doing is we made this out of 1x8. I believe that's what that is. Yeah, 1x8. It's hollow, but I'm trying to make it look like a rail tie. So what I did, if you can see, is I measured the length of where the areas where it's going to go over the area. So this is going to go across our kitchen up on the ceiling, and you take this, you cut your 45s all the way down, same thing on this side, then you cut them on the angles. Now I'm taking a saw and I'm just roughing up these edges, doing some on the top. I'm going to go back through and hit it with the wood stain, and when it's finished it should look more like a rail tie, which is what you want. Just this beat up look. We hit it with the hammer all along all the panels. So I'm going to finish this up and then show you what it looks like when it's done. Come down here. Alright. So what I'm doing is making obviously grooves, imperfections. Then we're going to sand it, stain it, and repeat it to all the sides. And when it's done, it will look like a beat up rail tie. Check it out. Alright, so I'm going to cut some grooves, rough this surface up where I hit it with the hammer. We're trying to make it look like a rail tie. We got to rough up the edges, all that fun stuff. So here we go. getting some of that done. Making grooves. Doesn't have to be pretty. We're wanting it to look rough. It's a rail tie. Now we're gonna go up to the hardware because I don't have 80 grit sandpaper, and you want to sand that faux beam down, all the grooves and ruts chopped into it with the saw. So basically, we're gonna sand that faux beam down with some 80 grit, and should be good to go. All right, so I already got this notched out how I want it. We're gonna stain it to match the interior of our house, but you can stain it whatever color you want. This is gonna look like a rail tie when finished. Okay? I did this so far. See the imperfections? That's what you want. I notched it out with the saw, so I'm just finishing this stuff because it's wood connected together. So you kind of want to make sure you get your palm sander out and fill in those gaps. Now you get some wood glue to help with these gaps, and I'll show you something. Got my wood glue. All right, so what you're gonna do to make these more sealed is you take some wood glue, let me fix the wood glue for a sec, hold on. Okay, you're gonna take the glue and run it along your seams. Now what this is gonna do, doesn't have to be perfect, you can see right here, is when you hit that with the sander, the palm sander, it's going to take all the little tiny pieces of sawdust mixed with the glue and shove it in these holes. You will not see a seam whatsoever. It will look like a completed beam without anything. Now watch. That is done. Clean her off. Get her off, cleaned off a little bit better. And like I said, this is the color we're going with because it matches our interior, but you can choose whatever color you like. And so far, this is the two sides. Now when you look at it from the side, it looks like a rail tie. But at like 4 times less the weight. A rail tie, if this is a real rail tie, you would probably weigh good 7,500 pounds. This thing weighs maybe 20. All right, and there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the completed rail tie. See that? See how it's doesn't conform, it's not unified. Mind you, this is, look at these ruts on top. It looks like a rail tie. That was the goal. I just put my own color over it, and now we're just letting it set. Top view. See how the edges just look rough and beat up? That's what you want. Now this is gonna hang up in here. I'll show you. In our kitchen. See this area right here? It's gonna go from here to this wall. to separate these two rooms because we didn't want to keep the black ceiling running this way because it's dark, obviously, and it makes the area look darker. But for that particular section over there, we're going to keep it dark.